Hello there, everybody. It's me, Garrett Kidney, the co-host of You've Got to Be Kidding Me on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network.
And I am Liam Jones, my full name, and I'm also a part of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network as a co-host for You've Got to Be Kidding Me.
We are a TNA history podcast that covers TNA 1 month at a time. We cover all the drama, all the matches, all the Vince Russo nonsense you could ever want in your life.
Have you heard of TNA? I bet you have, but would it be funnier if two people made jokes over it the whole time? Probably.
So if that sounds like fun to you, check it out on this very Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network, and Liam will do bits and whatnot.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome to Jumping Bomb Audio.
Hello and welcome back to Jumping Bomb Audio, the #1 show all about the world of Joshi Pro Wrestling. My name is Taylor and I am joined, as always, by my good friend and co-host, Kelly. Kelly, hello again.
Hello again. We're back. New pod, new episode.
Yep. We are back again here in January. Kelly, how is the weather by you? Haven't you been getting a lot of snow?
Yeah, we got, so like last weekend at this time, I was kind of still cleaning up after we got hit by like 14 inches of snow, I think. And then it's just been cold as shit lately, which has been super cool because the heat at work doesn't work.
Oh, nice.
And like we had a guy come out to fix the heater and it's up on the roof and he's like, yeah, I'm not going up there. It's all full of snow and it's windy. I was like, all right, fair enough. So I've been wearing like 3 layers to work every day.
Oof. Yeah, we have been very cold, but haven't gotten a ton of snow. We actually had I believe it was a record. We had something like 670 consecutive days of no more than an inch of snow.
That rules, but also the planet's kind of fucked.
Yeah, that has ended because I think we got like an inch and a half earlier this week. But just really incredibly cold, miserably cold, which I don't like. I'm a summer. What are you, Kelly? I realized. Have we ever talked about this? Are you a?
I don't.
Rank the seasons. Rank the seasons.
I would go spring, summer, fall, winter. Actually, no. Spring, fall, summer, winter.
Okay, you're closer. Do I like spring? I can never really decide. My #1 is fall. Then I don't know. Probably summer, spring, winter. So we're close.
Spring is so nice when it's just like, oh shit, everything's been horribly cold. Now it's like 30 degrees and I don't need a jacket anymore.
But I just think of spring and I'm like, oh, but it's going to rain. Like,
yeah.
Which I find very annoying.
I'm okay with it because I don't have to shovel it.
Yeah, and I guess I walk a lot of places. So, like, I guess if you drive, you're like, oh, it's raining. Let me get my car and I'm driving. With me, yeah. I'm like, well, I got to go walk around in the rain, which sucks. But anyway, here we are on another episode of Jumping Bomb Audio. Before we get into the show proper, we got to do the plugs. Follow us on Twitter at JBombAudio. I have 2 times in the past, in between these episodes, I have tweeted.
Whoa.
About things. What did I tweet about? I don't even remember. I think one was a show that I hadn't gotten to. Let's just look at our hot
takes Twitter that couldn't be contained.
Oh Oh, I did watch the Great Sakua. Is that how you say it? Great the Muda
Fake
offspring.
daughter. Yeah.
Yes, I did watch that debut match from the Noah New Year's show. Kelly, did you see that? Did you watch the Noah show?
I haven't watched any of it.
Okay. I watched some of it, and it was like a 6-hour show where I'm still like 3 hours into it. And I'm like, will I ever finish this? I don't know that I'm all that motivated now, especially because I've seen the women's match, which I did really want to see, because it's like, am I really trying to go back to the show to watch a match that everyone's been like, this is depressing and horrible?
Yeah.
But anyway, I did tweet about that debut. It was an interesting thing. I think the look, Kelly, I don't even know if you've seen the look of the character Riko Kawahata's playing.
She looks cool.
Looks very cool. It's like very cool, but like the match itself felt very much sort of like they were just told to go out there and have a regular match until the very end, like the last 1 minute. So it's sort of like, hey, what's going on here? And then in the last minute, it's like, she just like does stuff. And then you're like, oh, this is interesting. But the rest of it was fine. But I'm happy to see something happening in a promotion that isn't just like, oh, we'll put one female match on here just to, like.
We'll throw some broads out there. Hopefully people will like it.
And my other tweet was about that Ryo Mizunami should become the new Jack of Joshi and have the theme song play during the matches.
Yes, I co-sign that. I'm into it.
So anyway, you should follow us on Twitter, because now you never know. I might tweet 2 more times. I might tweet 5 more times. I can't say. You have to follow us to find out. And that's at JBomb Audio. You can follow Kelly at Comic Geek Kelly. And you can follow me on my personal account where I did tweet. I even tweeted once this week because I received an email from Netflix that a new show was coming to the platform, or a new movie, I should say. And that movie was The Song of the South. And I thought, what? And opened it up and realized it's an unrelated new film coming out.
That seems like false advertising.
But literally, I saw that email and I was like, what? And opened it up very quickly and realized it was wrong. So I tweeted about that. That would have been wild for Netflix to randomly drop a Disney movie.
Netflix should make another movie where it's got the same name as that Jerry Lewis Holocaust clown movie that I cannot.
Oh, the day the day the something died, or
the day the clown cried.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, just make a unrelated movie titled that. So when I see the email, I'm like, what the fuck?
Our clicks are way up on this email. Our clicks are way up. Yes, I think we know why.
And then they just start chasing it, and you get another movie where it's just called like Free Nudes or something.
They probably might, or that sounds like something that would be probably one of those like Netflix true crime docs.
Yeah,
like Free Nudes. He kept asking for free nudes, but he wanted more than free nudes. Anyway, you can also subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice. And if that app of choice happens to be Apple Podcasts, we would really love a 5-star rating and review. Or if you're feeling extra generous, you can donate to the show at redcircle.com/shows/jumping-bomb-audio. All right, let's get into it. We are going to just be wandering the world of Joshi this week, talking about a bunch of shows. Not one big major show this week for us, but we'll be talking a lot of things. We will also be providing an exciting update to the Joshi Fantasy League standings, and then we will be previewing a number of shows. Of course, a big Stardom show coming up, a pretty fun-looking Ice Ribbon Korakuen Hall show, and much more. So let's get into it. First, we'll talk some Stardom. Stardom having some house shows, but having 2 shows this weekend, which have not gone up yet on Stardom World yet. But the big things from there was a show on January 20th. Messier defeated Fukigen Death to retain the high-speed title. Syuri, Mirai, and Amisore defeated Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Hanan to retain the Artist of Stardom titles. Rana Yagami asked to join God's Eye and was accepted.
That's a good spot for her, I think.
And most interestingly, we have a new unit in Stardom. That unit made up of Maika, Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, Haneko, and the returning Xena back in Stardom. Kelly, they don't have a name yet. They have not officially named the unit. If you had to name this unit, what would you call it?
God, I don't even know. Like, it's such a weird grouping of people. 'Cause like I don't ever just imagine Maika and Mina Shirakawa hanging out, you know? Like that doesn't seem like something that would happen. I mean, Waka's there, that makes sense, I guess. Hanako, I thought for sure was going to be in God's Eye. Did Cosmic Angels disband and I just missed it or forgot about it?
Yeah, I think they lost a number of people. I mean, not a number of people, but you know, it sort of like went away, I feel.
Oh wait, no, not Cosmic Angels. What was Club Venus?
Oh yeah, Club V. Sorry, that's also what It's funny because you said Cosmic Angels, and in my mind I was thinking CV for Club Venus, so I just didn't listen to what you were saying. Yeah, I feel like it was just like, well, we're down to like 2 people, so this isn't really a unit. This is like just a tag team.
Mina's like, I need more women.
It feels to me like they need
what happened
one
to Micah Goon?
Yeah, they need one more like mid-card person. It feels like to me. Who would that be? I don't know. I was thinking something like Red something, but my first thought was Red Sky. Except I thought, well, you wouldn't have Red Sky and God's Eye.
Yeah.
That seems too close. So it has to be some like red, like, I don't know. There's a lot of red going on with Micah, so I'm like Red Dawn.
Red Castle of Doom.
I like Red Dawn. That might be good.
That's a movie, right?
It is a movie and a remake of a movie.
Yeah. So they might find copywriting that a little hard potentially.
Red
or trademarking, I should say.
It's always just sort of like two random word, like Queen's Quest.
Red Crimson.
Although Crimson is an interesting Crimson
Ladies.
The Crimson Mask. Is that a superhero?
Maybe. Crimson Guard, that's a Star Wars thing.
Crimson, I don't know.
Club Crimson.
Yeah, QQ, and then we could have CC.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. It'll probably be some totally different. I mean, it could be literally like, I know it isn't going to be. It feels to me like it could literally be any two words.
Yeah.
In existence. You know. Tall, you know. Tall boundary. Paul. I don't know.
Red fence.
Yeah. Red night time.
Can you climb the red wall?
Red wall. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll have to find out what that unit is named coming up. Hopefully, we'll know it by the next episode. This has the same feeling back when Aaron was here when Starlight Kid turned heel, and we had all these ideas that she was going to change the name to something more heelish, and then just didn't. All of our ideas were stupid and wrong. Then on the 21st of January was the Stardom Awards. The awards, we'll talk through them. It was also officially, or made official, I guess, Megan Bayne leaving Stardom, had her final match, said that it isn't a goodbye, but a see you soon. I would imagine that she's heading back to AEW to sit around in catering. And maybe work on the ROH show no one watches.
She might get to wrestle Sky Blue.
Well, if you're not wrestling Sky Blue, you're not wrestling, because Sky Blue is the only woman in AEW who wrestles every show. So anyway, the awards are as follows. The Shining Award, which is voted on by the fans, the winner there, Micah, that a pretty good award, because it has been pretty good with, sort of indicating people who have had big years. Last year, Tom won it, I believe. I think in 2020, Julia won it. So a nice win there for Micah. Best skill. I'm not entirely sure what best skill means. Like the skill of wrestling?
I think she can do like a cool trick.
Best skill, because best skill would be best wrestling, which would make you the best wrestler. Is Mirai.
I think Mirai can do like she can like juggle a bunch, and they're like, "Wow, that's a great skill," and then they awarded her that.
Maybe she's the Jarek 420 of the Stardom locker room backstage, doing a lot of magic tricks.
Yeah. They got to
We're
do a
talking about-
AEW crossover, and then she and Nigel McGuinness can have a show.
Oh, there you go. The Fighting Spirit Award going to Suzu Suzuki. The Special Achievement Award going to Mayu Iwatani. Best Unit, Queen's Quest. Kelly, do you agree? Is Queen's Quest your favorite unit?
Sure, I get. Like what did they do last year?
They were the best unit, is what they did.
I mean, I guess they won that cage match, so I guess that's like.
I mean, Oedo Tai.
Yeah.
Would not get my vote.
No.
God's
DDM
Eye.
dead.
Yeah, DDM, so they're not going to win. Club Venus dead. They're not going to win. Not a lot of contenders when you really think about it. The best tag team, Natsupoi and Sayori No. The best bout, sort of surprising to me, Julia versus Megan Bayne from December 29th. Getting in the best match right before the deadline.
That's a weird one, because I liked it just fine. It's nowhere near match of the year to me.
Maybe some recency bias there, but of course, MVP Kelly probably in there stuffing the ballots for winner Tom Nakano, the MVP.
I was writing out my votes on the backs of the Meltier CD.
I mean, a logical pick. She was very important.
Yeah.
Kelly, I think you could admit, very important to Stardom in 2023.
Yeah. No, I would say she fits that role, that spot.
So that is what is going on, or what has been going on in Stardom in the past few weeks. In Seedling, they had a show on the 11th. It was the A block of their tag tournament. The big news coming out of that, Arisa Nakajima was injured in her match that she had. There was a lot of fear and speculation that it was a very bad neck spinal injury. She was taken to the hospital. It seems to me, based on what I've seen her tweet out and other people tweet out, that it seems like it's sort of best case scenario for this sort of thing.
Yeah, like was it just like did she just get a stinger or something?
I don't remember what the official diagnosis was, but she got out of the hospital pretty fast. I think she's wearing like a soft neck brace, like a Roderick
Okay.
Strong style neck brace.
She's just
and
going around going, "Sorry,
I,
sorry."
and I think she, but anyway, I'm not a doctor, but I think it's sort of like best case scenario because at the beginning when it was happening, there was a lot of fear that it was going to be like a very bad spinal injury, and it seems like it's not. I know that they have been talking about, I think she got taken off some shows in the recent time. But I think when Seedling was talking about it, they mentioned some, I believe, show at the end of this month, and they were like, "Well, she might be there," which seems pretty good, even if she's not. It seems better that they're talking about it as in like she might miss it, as opposed to like she's out for 6 months or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
The finals of that tag tournament ended up being Veni and Maya Yukihide defeating Natsu Samire and Miyuki Takase, who lost to Arisa and SAREEE in the opening round, but with the injury got moved in. But anyway, Veni and Maya Yukihide winning the A block. They will wait to see the winner of the B block, which will be happening in February, and then those finals will be in March. What else is going on? In Tokyo, Joshi opened up their Max Heart tag team tournament. Kelly, did you catch any of this?
I watched the show from the 20th, and I made the mistake of watching it as the last show after watching a whole bunch of wrestling, and with it only being a single cam show with no commentary, I was having such a hard time focusing.
I would say a show, both the 20th and the 21st. Nothing to me, sort of in-ring wise, that really stood out. I thought fine shows. This is usually how the Max Heart starts. They do these sort of smaller shows, like house show adjacent type shows. I thought everything was fine. I didn't think anything was terrible, but nothing really stood out to me all that much.
The only thing
results,
there's two things that stood out to me. One, Uehara is way more excited to be teaming with Arai than Arai is to be teaming with Uehara. Like Yuki Arai really seems like she's just dealing with a rambunctious fan. She's handling it well. But Uehara is so much more excited about this than she is.
And what's your second thing?
The second thing is, holy shit, Juria, not only didn't take the fall, but she won. Their team won.
Yeah, moving on deep into the tournament. I was also surprised. I was like, wow, the year of Raku continues with them winning their first matchup, of course, then losing. So maybe not the year of Raku, but I guess quickly going through the results on the 20th, Uehara and Arai defeated Haru Kazushiro and Kaya Toribami. Palm Harajuku and Raku defeated Himawari and Nao Kakuta. Juria Nagano and Moka Miyamoto defeating Miyu Yamashita and Toga. And Hyper Masao and Shoko Nakajima defeating Mahiro Kiryu and Yuki Kamifuku. And then on the 21st, Daisy Monkey, Ariso Endo, and Suzume defeated Palm Harajuku and Raku. Wakana Uehara and Yuki Arai defeated Mizuki and Shino Suzuki.
She don't know.
Yeah, she don't know anymore. And Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi defeating Hyper Masao and Shoko Nakajima. Not a lot of shocking results up and down. Maybe the big one is Miyu Yamashita and Toga, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like, I mean, you have to assume like, oh yeah, Toga's getting pinned, but I didn't think they would get knocked out in the first round by the team with someone that's leaving, you know? I thought maybe, oh, they might give Toga a win and have her pin Juria. Like, that might be cool, but we'll see how far they're getting in the tournament, you know? It might be a nice little Cinderella run as like a send-off to Juria, which would be cool.
Yeah. What else has been happening? Wave had a show on January 13th. I was messaging Kelly frequently about the show. They had a show on the 13th of January. It's up on their YouTube. My review of the show is, I would say, skip. The first 4 matches lasted, I believe, 7 minutes and 50 seconds in total, which I found very odd until I discovered the reason was that the semi-main event Sakura Hirota match lasted almost 18 minutes, which felt very long. And then the main event ended in a countout. Just a
Good
very
show.
bizarre, and the main event was all the people who had been in the first few matches who had wrestled for like a minute each. So I'm like, this is very strange.
That sounds like a COVID era. Like, that sounds like a lockdown show.
It was just very weird. I was like, why is this show so short? And then the Sakura Hirota match lasted my entire life. I was like, oh my God, this is so long. Yeah, it's just a weird, I don't know. Wave is like just a strange, I don't know. It's very strange now. It's like, who is like the Wave person? And the answer is it's Sakura Hirota. You know, because they had Shida, who didn't really do anything.
No,
you know,
she just show up to
not
defend
in
the title. Yeah.
Not in ring, but in terms of like it didn't seemingly drive much excitement for the promotion. And now it's like, okay, this is a small show. It's like a little, you know, I don't even know what their attendance was, probably under 50 people, but you know, so it's like, who really cares? But just a strange, you know, I was thinking we were talking about in the Voices of Wrestling Discord about that Catch the Wave final from a number of years ago that was so good, from 2018 or whenever that was. And I'm like, wow, that seems like a very far cry from this. 60 people was the attendance, so I was wrong.
Yeah, now Wave is just the company that runs multiple tournaments at a time.
Also a show, also having a show was Gatoh Move, their To the Future show. Kelly, I know we both watched this. What were your thoughts about this show? Sort of on the whole, and then we will dive in and talk a little bit more about individual matches.
Overall, it was a pretty fun show. It wasn't their best, but you know, I enjoyed it all. Even the Antonio Honda opener, I was like, you know what? That was all right. That wasn't terrible. So yeah, overall, a fun show, easy watch, I thought.
I thought the top 2 were a lot of fun. I think probably worth watching. They're a total of, 30 minutes together, so I think it would be a pretty easy watch. Nothing really underneath stood out to me, and all that.
If you want to see Riho, you can turn it on.
If you want to see Riho, you can turn it on. Kelly, you want to do a little prop bet here on the podcast?
Sure, let's go for it.
A little side bet. Name me. It's now January 21st. Give me the day of the year when Riho will wrestle next.
Oh, okay.
She wrestled this show and has not wrestled since, as a point of information.
Go March 31st at the Tokyo Joshi Sumo Hall show.
I was thinking March. I'm like, but I was thinking early. I'm like, March. You know what? I'll go early. I'm going to say February 25th.
All right.
So there you go. Kelly, we also have to talk about the fact they brought in your favorite guy for this show.
I was so upset. This is supposed to be a safe space, and I felt very attacked when I looked up and saw that Daichi was in the ring. Daichi does not work Gatoh Move.
Literally the first thing the match started, and I was like, Daichi's here. Shit. I was like, oh my God.
I saw him and out loud said, oh, what the fuck?
So that was a
But you know what?
was a little treat.
He wasn't like super extra in this match. Like he kind of just was normal. He wasn't. At least I didn't notice him like doing the whole jumping around the ring like a fool and sliding to ask people things. Like he was just kind of a regular ref.
Well, Emmy pulled him aside and was like, "Don't pull on any of that here, brother."
Yeah, I hope she did. Lay down the law. Do what Hatman won't.
But that was but I really I enjoyed that match. I thought it was a fun little match.
It was good.
I liked when they were doing the pin. They were doing like a pin exchange, like roll-ups and stuff, and then they both got stuck in the middle and no one was getting pinned. And I was like, oh, that's a fun thing.
That was cool. Yeah, no, that was really cool. And you could tell they were also like both like trying to get the other one over. Like that was a cool spot that I don't think I've ever seen before.
And then I thought the main event was super fun as well. Really loved the opening. I thought they started out really well with Aki like dodging the sliding D. I thought was really cool. You know.
Yeah, I liked when Sakura and Tanaka were like, "All right, we need to beat this young buck. We need to slow him down."
And Tanaka is like, "Oh, he's 50 and he's still just like the same guy."
That's the wild thing about Tanaka.
It's like wild.
Over the years, the only change I think to him is he's slimmed down, so he's faster than he was now than when he was younger.
Yeah, it's just like, especially as we talked about, the Noah show, good wrestlers slowing down, that he's just, I'm like, yep, same guy, like doing all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all right. So yeah,
I'm shocked he didn't do a table bump.
No tables, would have been a DQ.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else to say about To the Future?
I enjoyed I really loved the moment when May was getting into the ring and then she noticed that it was Azumi holding the ropes open for her and she's like, oh my God. Like that was a very cute moment. And it looks like they set up for a May and Azumi match in the future, so that would be cool to see. Maybe they announced, I think in the summer they're running Korakuen, so that would be a cool like Korakuen main is May versus Azumi.
There you go. What else was happening in the last 2 weeks? Well, we had SAREEEism Chapter 3.
Hell yeah.
Headlined by a big show. Kelly, another show we both watched, and I thought a fun show topped by an excellent match.
Yeah, this show rocked. I really enjoyed all of it.
I actually thought I really enjoyed the opener.
The opener was great.
Thought it was a really great showcase of four, the Inaba sisters who are very good, and Mio and Rico. I thought they all worked hard, and I was like, yeah, this is a really fun match. Some of the matches sort of in the middle, especially the Nanai one. I was sort of like, I could probably do without this.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
no passion was injected in that match.
But the main event really is the thing.
Oh boy. Match of the year right now.
I mean, I think I know because I know what your rating is, but I'm slightly lower than you by 1/4 of a star, but just an excellent hard-hitting match. I mean, just great stuff.
So this match, while I was watching it, the news of Okada leaving broke. And I think that's why I don't really feel like any of the doom and gloom, is because I was like, okay, Okada's gone. That's fine. Here's a match of the year candidate. Wrestling will live.
Yeah, everyone, if you're sad about Okada, come watch some Joshi. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. We got plenty of stuff for you.
We got plenty of stuff, and most of the American promotions aren't interested in it.
Yep. And if they are, they're just
Actively-
getting flown out for the weekend by some money mark.
Yeah. In fact, some may be actively against the whole thing, so we're safe. But yeah, I really loved, there was the moment when Chihiro was just like doing a lariat to Suri's head at one point when they were doing a strike exchange, and she was just like, okay, here we go. Just great stuff. Thank God Suri is back. Sad that she ever left, but it's great she's back and she's having great matches.
Yeah, and like I was worried that she was just going to be broken by the American wrestling experience and we were never going to have that Wrestler of the Year Sareee back, but here we are.
Yeah, one to go out of your way to watch, because I'm sure it will finish very high at the end of the year, even though it's only January 21st. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I would also on that show I would recommend the opener for sure. Like you were talking about before, and that match made me realize like Azusa Inaba really. I kind of bummed I didn't give her a shout out for best rookie. I didn't realize just how young she is either. Like I knew obviously she's Tomoka's younger sister, but Azusa's 16. She's fucking great already. Yeah. Like she's really good. So I think the sky's the limit for her. So that I thought that was great. And I really enjoyed the Takumi Iroha versus Miyuki Takase match. Like it was just kind of like a friendly contest where they were just, kicking the shit out of each other, because why not? We're booked on this show against each other. It's not like we have to hate each other or anything, but let's go out there and beat the shit out of each other. And it was a fun match.
Also on Cage Match, the rating for the Nanai match is 4.43, which,
wow,
if you're translating it to 5 stars, is like 2.2, but is incredibly low for Cage Match.
That's really low. That's lower than I rated it.
So I'm like, people did not like it, I guess. So I guess we're not alone in that.
It makes me happy when people come around to our way of thinking.
I also watched Just Tap Out had they ran 2 tournaments on the same day. They ran a men's tournament and also a girls tournament featuring a number of wrestlers. They had an exhibition match. I just have to shout out Trainee Azuzu, who came out with a sword.
Hell yeah.
And then did a little routine with the sword, which was great. But this is a fun show. It's on their YouTube. It's only it's less than an hour and 20 minutes long. But have to just say the main event, Tomoka Inaba and Sumika Yanagawa, is worth a watch. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I think the sort of perfect, not a mind-bending, life-changing match, but for these sort of small, they're on YouTube. You can throw them on. A great match, topping this first round of the girls tournament. They had fun graphics too. In the tournament, they have 3 rope breaks, and they had a sort of Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, like top of the screen graphic with like how many rope breaks they had left. And, when they would touch the rope, like they had the sound effect that would be like, boom, and you'd see like a rope break go away. It was very dramatic, but a lot of fun. Azusa Inaba on that show, my girl Rhythm, Aoi, Misa Kagura, lots of people. So a fun watch, very quick. Frankly, if you fast forward through like entrances and they do post-match interviews with all the wrestlers, if you like fast forward through it, you could probably get through the show in 45 minutes.
Nice.
So definitely worth it. Arceon had the final show, their sort of reunion show. It was available on live stream. I haven't caught it yet. Only 3 matches there, but that happened. And the Unagi Purdue show, which I believe we briefly talked about last time, has aired on Samurai, so is out there.
Have you seen it?
I haven't watched it yet. No. Did you watch it?
Cool. Yes, it's a really fun show. Nothing like I would put in my notebook, but just an overall really fun show. They decorated Korakuen so it looks different, which is cool. It gives the show a different feel. At the winners of every match are awarded some sort of like giant check looking thing, which I assume gives them some sort of free food. That was fun. But yeah, overall, just a really fun show. Easily worth checking out, and it's one of those where I'm just so happy for Unagi at how much of a success this was, and also just how ambitious it was to book yourself in 3 matches on your own produce show, and the first one is you getting the shit kicked out of you by Takumi Iroha. Like, that is not the choice I would have made, but I am now Unagi.
So that is what has been going on. And because of what has been going on, we have updates to the Joshi Fantasy League standing. Let's go through it. We'll start in 3rd place, still in 3rd place for the 2nd week, is Liam.
Eat shit, Liam.
Down at 30 points. The only one, I guess I'll spoil this. It's not really a spoiler. The only one of the 3 of us who does not yet have any wrestler with double-digit points. Just as a reminder, Liam has Chihiro Hashimoto currently on 9 points. SAREEEism currently on 7 points. Unagi currently on 6 points. Suzu Suzuki on 5. And Aoi on 3 points for a total of 30. But there has been a mix-up at the top of the standings because now in 2nd place, falling to 2nd place, is Kelly with 48 points. Kelly really leaning on 2 people here. Rina Yamashita, who already has 17 points in the year.
Workhorse.
Rina has 17. Utami has 11. So combined, they have 28 of the 48 points for Kelly. Then Miyu Yamashita with 9. Takumi Iroha with 6. And Veni with 5, bringing up the rear. But now in 1st place, taking over 1st place with 52 points. That's right. It's me. The man who has, I would say I'm pretty evenly spread, which has me feeling pretty good about the future. My wrestlers, you up at 15, leading the charge. Ibuki Hoshi with 12. Saya Kamatani with a title shot coming up, could make big points with 10. Miyuki Takase with 9, and Miyu Watanabe at 6 for 52. So I'm at 52. Kelly close behind at 48, and Liam bringing up the rear with 30 points. But you never know. It could change.
Could all turn around for him.
Kelly, I feel pretty good that through 3 weeks of the year, we're very close. We really, I think my biggest fear was one of us was just going to absolutely run away with it, and that's not happening. So that like week 3, it'd be like 100-15, and I'd be like, oh, okay, this stinks. But not the case. So good for us.
Yeah.
What is coming up? A chance for some people to earn points in the Joshi Fantasy League. Well, Stardom has a big show coming up on February 4th, the 13th anniversary Supreme Fight 2024 big show here. Here are the matches. Rina will defend the Future of Stardom title against Yuzuki. Kelly, title change?
Probably.
What else is happening? There is a 13th anniversary special match. It will be Mayu Iwatani, Nanai Takahashi, Azumi, and Utami taking on Julia, Shuri, Suzu Suzuki, and Mirai. That one should be a fun one. And then the match Kelly has been waiting for. Tom Nakano returns to the ring, teaming with Yuna Mizumori to take on Mina Shirakawa and Waka Tsukiyama.
I hope she takes the fall.
Dead silence from Kelly.
I hope Waka pins Tom.
Mei Sierra will defend her high-speed title against Hazuki. Saori Anou will defend the Wonder of Stardom title against Starlight Kid. And in the main event, Maika will defend her recently won World of Stardom title against Saya Kamatani. Kelly, do you see any title changes at the top of the card?
I think the only one that could possibly change is the high-speed title, but even then, I think Sierra is probably still going to retain. So I don't think there's any title changes on this show.
I don't know. I'm very tripped up by Saya Kamatani. I'm like, it feels very much too soon to take it off of Maika. But it seems like a thing where they're like, they obviously love Saya. And it's like, this is probably what she should do next. You know, she held the Wonder for so long. It feels like this is the next step, but it feels like too soon. You know, 1 month and 6 days or whatever it was, or, you know, I don't know. Just has me a little tripped up. But I guess we'll see. What else is happening? Tokyo Joshi continues their Max Heart tournament on the 27th of January. They will have 2 matches. Suzume and Arisu Endo will take on Juria Nagano and Moka Miyamoto. And Yuki Arai and Wakana Uehara will face Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi. Kelly, what are the finals of this tournament?
So I'm thinking, because now looking at this, you have to assume, I don't think Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi are going to the finals, because it doesn't make sense to me to have Miyu in there. So I think you get a Yuki Arai and Wakana Uehara upset. But then maybe Suzume and Endo and the Cinderella run of Juria and Moka. And then maybe overall your winner is Suzume and Endo. Because I would assume with Arai being the international princess champion, you don't want her winning the tag belts, because then that just always ends up being a problem. So I think your finals are Suzume and Endo versus Arai and Uehara, with Daisy Monkey winning overall.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Guess. Yeah. Also, Tokyo Joshi has, I think, a bowling show on February 3rd.
Sure.
It was listed on their website, but I don't really have any information. But yeah. What else is going on? Ice Ribbon has a Korakuen Hall show on January 27th. That will be framed around the Ribbon 1 tournament. The Ribbon 1 tournament, a one-night tournament at Korakuen Hall. The first round matches will be contested with a 5-minute time limit. The semifinals will be 10, and the final will be no time limit. And if there is a draw, the wrestler with the shorter overall career will advance. Now, there is a possibility, if Mifu Ishida and Asuka Fujitaki end up facing each other and going to a draw, they debuted on the same day. So if that were to happen, there will be an overtime. There will essentially be time added. An overtime match will happen. So the card is as follows. 2 lower card matches. Nanai Furukawa, Yu Hanaya, and Yuki Minami versus Misa Kagura, Sumika Yanagawa, and Yuri. Ibuki Hoshi will team with Yoshiko Hasegawa to take on Miyuka Koke and Ancham. And then Yuki Mishiro will make her return to Ice Ribbon for the first time since December 31st, 2022 at Ribbon Mania to take on Makoto. And then the Ribbon 1 first round matches will see Mifu Ishida take on Totoro Satsuki, Hamako Hoshi take on Arisa Shinose, Asuka Fujitaki take on Saran, Kyuri take on Kahu Matsushita, and Tsukina Umino will take on Yappy. So that is your Ice Ribbon 1 tournament. Diana has a show coming up on the 28th with 2 title matches. Jaguar Yokota, Kyoko Inoue, and Sakura Hirota will battle for the Elizabeth Championship, and keep that one on your mind for a second. And Haruka Umasaki will defend the Diana title against Unagi Sayaka. There will also be a public, maybe Diana will be the promotion that puts a title on Unagi, who's very hot and a draw.
That's that. Like, if I'm Diana, that's an easy decision right there.
So we will see. There will also be a public trainee test on that show as well. Some trainees coming, and then Wave will have a show with possibly 3 title matches. I said keep the Elizabeth title in your mind. That is because if Sakura Hirota wins that match at Diana on the 28th, on February 4th, she would defend that title against Kaoru Ito and Tomoko Watanabe in a title match. But the 2 definite title matches for that Wave show, Kazuna Tanaka and Hanukkah, will face Saki and Risa Sera for the Wave tag titles. And Yuki Miyazaki will defend the Regina de Wave title against Haruka Umasaki. So that is everything that is coming up in the next 2 weeks. So we'll have plenty to talk about on our next episode of Jumping Bomb Audio. So now I will, as is tradition, throw it over to Kelly for Kelly's Corner. Did I lose? Oh, Kelly, did I lose?
We're coming
you
very
again?
close to Yes, you're getting very close to losing me. You've been sounding like a transformer through this whole thing. For whatever reason, my internet is like, nah, we don't like StreamYard today. So, but it lasted through most of the show. I was fine for most of it. But then, like, the last bit, my internet was just like, man, oh God, what's happening to you now?
Sorry, I accidentally hit my microphone. We're falling apart here at the end of the show.
My laptop's like, Jesus Christ, I've heard enough about Ice Ribbon. Wrap it up. Yeah, so I'm gonna say we forego the normal Kelly recommendation and call it a day, because let's land this bird before my computer's just like, nah, you're done.
All right, Kelly's computer rebelling against us, so we will call it an episode. It's an episode. So for Kelly, if he's still there, I am Taylor. This has been Jumping Bomb Audio, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Hello there, everybody. It's me, Garrett Kidney, the co-host of You've Got to Be Kidding Me on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network.
And I am Liam Jones, my full name, and I'm also a part of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network as a co-host for You've Got to Be Kidding Me.
We are a TNA history podcast that covers TNA 1 month at a time. We cover all the drama, all the matches, all the Vince Russo nonsense you could ever want in your life.
Have you heard of TNA? I bet you have, but would it be funnier if 2 people made jokes over it the whole time? Probably.
So if that sounds like fun to you, check it out on this very Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network, and Liam will do bits and whatnot.